What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new Rams House video. And today I'm going to be previewing the Rams versus 49ers divisional matchup on the next Monday Night Football upcoming. But I want to know your thoughts down below, so if you could leave them down below, I would really appreciate it because I love to hear your feedback. Even if you're a 49ers fan, I just love to hear what you have to say about the matchup. But getting into it, I think that one of the biggest things, at least for Rams fans, that we know is the last 2 years we have not been able to beat the San Francisco 49ers. This is going to be a huge point of emphasis. I think a lot of the fans really want to see us win this game, so not only because it's an NFC matchup, a divisional matchup, but we just really haven't been able to beat them. And the coaching matchups have been crazy the last couple of years. It doesn't really matter what players are in for the 49ers. They just seem to be kind of out scheming us and have the better days versus us. And so I really think it's going to come down to who's the better coach, because I believe that the Rams have the better roster, honestly, and that we can come out with the win. But it's really about the coaching and who wins that coaching battle. So I'm going to be keeping my eye on Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay because they both know each other really well. They've been in the division and they've known each other even before they entered into the NFC West. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the coaching shakes out and see, if there's any of those points where they're kind of out coaching themselves and kind of tricking themselves out, kind of like McVay has done before. So I'm looking at the coaching to start off, but as far as looking at the defensive side for the Rams, I think we have a pretty good matchup in front of us. I think the one thing that you got to worry about with the 49ers whenever you're playing them, especially when you're talking about them playing us, a lot of the stuff that they do really well on offense is running that ball. No matter who's back there, it seems like they just create studs back there. And then Deebo Samuel on those jet sweeps. I remember that play from last year where he got the jet sweep and he got hit and everybody thought he was down, and then he just starts running out of the pile, and it was just kind of crazy. So I think as long as we can stop this run and as long as we can kind of slow down Deebo Samuel in those jet sweeps, which I do believe that we can, I think that the 49ers are going to look very one-dimensional. And I think if Von Miller plays, having Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, and A'Shawn Robinson in there is going to create a good pass rush, but also a good run. So I do think stopping the run is going to be very important for these Rams, especially because, again, that's just one of the ways the 49ers like to run their offense. They like to be, taking long possessions and taking possessions from you and really controlling the game. And then the passing game can kind of be a complement to the run, which is kind of vice versa to what the NFL is doing these days. So as long as we can stop that, I think that we're going to be pretty good. And I think if Von Miller's in there, we can help set the edges on both sides with Leonard Floyd and Von Miller and then Donald up front. I think our pass rush can be really good, and our run defense, in my opinion, has been looking really good the last couple of weeks. And so I think that we can stop the run. I think making sure that these 49ers stay one-dimensional on offense is going to be key, making sure they don't just hog the ball for a long amount of time. But as far as on the offensive side for the Rams, I think what I'm looking forward to seeing if they do, the Rams historically bounce back really well after they have bad games. I think that's what's going to happen in this case. But one thing that I want to see from them is make sure that Stafford is moving around on those bootlegs and on those play actions. Kind of similar to kind of like the vintage style McVay offense before Stafford came in. We had the run game and then complementing with some play action. And so I think the 49ers are a team that are, no matter the numbers, I feel like they're just kind of a hard team to run against with the front they have, but also with Fred Warner being able to go each direction and kind of stop your outside runs as well. And our run offense really has not looked that good this season. Maybe if we give it some more tries, it will help. But to me, I really think that if we're moving around the pocket and we're moving Stafford around, then we're doing these different types of runs, jet sweeps. I think getting the defense to have some of those headaches, and then on top of that, making the day a little bit easier for Stafford, not letting interior pressure come. Now, I think letting the pressure off the edge is a little bit easier to deal with for quarterbacks. So if that happens, I mean, it's fine as long as we can protect him overall. But I think moving Stafford around is going to be really key in this game. We saw when he's kind of stationary in the middle and there's pass rush coming all over at him, it was not a good day. So I think that if we can get him moving around, we get different types of runs, jet sweeps that we were used to seeing from last season, and then get some aggressive calls in there as well, because last year when we were playing the 49ers, really against Jared Goff, they would just stack the box and they would play just kind of 10 yards, like that 10-yard area, sweet spot where we used to have our offense. But now we take more deep shots, we're more aggressive, and then if we can get some jet sweeps going in there, some misdirection, play action, getting Stafford moving around, I think that's going to create some defensive headaches in this game. I do think it's going to be a very physical and tough matchup. I have the Rams coming out 24-16, and I could even see 24-14. I think it's going to be one of those games where there's not going to be a ton of points, but there's going to be some good offensive plays coming out for the Rams. But it is a chess match. The 49ers play stuff all the time. They're a physical team. It's going to be interesting to see the way they play us. I would love to hear what you think, though. As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're getting close to 3K. I can't believe I'm saying that. But as always, I'm Rams House. I hope you have an amazing day. Horns up and God bless.